Everybody else, please stand up. Let us clap for Professor Gowon. A wonderful gentleman, an administrator par excellence, an erudite scholar, 2 PhDs, one in economics, one in accounting, who steered the ship of Niger Delta University and the Committee of Vice Chancellors. We pray the Almighty God to receive his soul, to bless and comfort his family so that they can bear this irreparable loss. And for us, his colleagues, to remember him in our prayers as we pray for all those who have departed before us. Thank you and good morning. Please be seated. Is it screen up? Screen up. Basically, I just want to take you through a very short journey on the 60 years of leadership in the Nigerian university system. The map we have on your screen, the map of Nigeria showing the 36 states and the universities that are located in each of those states. To interest you to note that there's no state in Nigeria that doesn't have a minimum of 2 universities involved. Nigerian university system is 75 years old, and as at the last time we checked, we have 264 universities. I'm told that that number has changed slightly because of a few universities that were licensed in the last 3 weeks. 52 of them are owned by the federal government, and 64 owned by state governments, and 147 by private promoters. 21 of the universities that are owned by federal government are specialized universities, while 20 of those owned by state governments are also specialized universities. We have 12 public universities and private universities that provide open and distance learning. And then we have 1 federal university that provides an online open university and true private one. If you look at the growth pattern of the Nigerian university system, you will see that from 1948 to 1970, we had 5 universities. By 1976, there were 13. By 1985, there were 20. In 1999, before the advent of the Fourth Republic, there were 29. We now have 235 universities within that intervening period. The data shows us that at least 80% of our universities were set up in the Fourth Republic. Fourth Republic can be rightly classified as the golden age of university development in Nigeria. Now, has the highest number of universities with 70, and the Northeast Geographical Zone has the lowest with 20. North Central has 48 universities. So you can see that the spread is quite even, apart from Northeast that still has to play catch up. All the other ones have 20 universities. All the other zones have 20 universities above. In the last 5 years, the North Central Zone, especially because of the universities that were established in Abuja, has had the largest number, 23. But Northwest, has done very well, playing catch up with 21 universities, while Southwest, Southside have also increased their number of universities. On the 13th of October, 1962, these 5 gentlemen held the inaugural meeting of what we now know today as the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigeria University. There were 2 federal universities, one, the University of Ibadan that was inherited from the colonial government, University of Lagos, that is the first university established by the Federal Ministry of Education, and the 3 regional universities. They met in Ibadan under the auspices of Professor K.O.D.K., Distinguished Professor of History, who inaugurated the Committee of Vice Chancellors. We have, as our current Board of Trustees, some very erudite university administrators, led by our own Professor J.D. Amin. Prof, please stand up for recognition. Chairman, Board of Trustees, Committee of Vice Chancellors, a 2-time Vice Chancellor, one of the most astute university administrators we have in this country, and is supported by our keynote lecturer, who will informally introduce later on President of the Academy of Science, our own Professor Ekanem Braid, Professor Balogun, and all the others who are there to support him. Our current executive board is chaired by Professor Lilian Salami, Vice Chancellor of University of Benin, following in the footsteps of her big sister, who broke the glass ceiling to become the first Vice Chancellor, female Vice Chancellor in Nigerian university system. And it may interest you to note that of all the first 5 universities that established Committee of Vice Chancellors, it's only University of Lagos that has produced a female VC in nearly 75 years. Since 1948, 717 persons have been vice chancellors. We have 247 of them who are currently serving and others who have stepped before us. In that number, expectedly, the first 5 universities have had the highest number of vice chancellors. University of Ibadan, University of Nigeria and Nsukka, Ahmadu Bello University, and University of Lagos, with the University of Jos producing the rear. In terms of gender breakdown, we've been given the statistics. 45 women to 672 women, less than 10% of that figure. Universities with the highest males are also expectedly those 5 universities that we mentioned, other than University of Lagos. But it will interest you to know that the American University of Loyola has had the highest number of female vice chancellors since inception, with 4 of them so far. Lagos State University is the public university that also has had 2. University of Benin has had 2 as well. So right now we have the largest number of females who are vice chancellors currently serving in the Nigerian university system. Please, a round of applause for our women vice chancellors. In terms of academic disciplines, the physical sciences, followed by medicine, agriculture, and humanities have provided the academic discipline for the most number of vice chancellors in the Nigerian university system, with the physical sciences having 88, and law and pharmacy at the not doing as well as the other side. So Minister of Education and VC-based university, we need more lawyers as vice chancellors. In terms of state of origin, Ogun State has also had the highest number of vice chancellors, followed by Kwara State. I was a bit taken aback by the statistics when it came my way that Kwara State, very interesting. And then, of course, Lagos State, Oyo State, and Delta State in terms of the highest number of vice chancellors. The Secretariat of the Committee of Vice Chancellors also had 10 distinguished administrators, with Mr. Charles Egwe as the first Secretary General, so recognized. And then from 1999, we have Professor Mezurike, Professor Musa Ablai of blessed memory, our own Professor J.D. Amin. When I say he's one of the most distinguished administrators, he has seen it all. 2-time Vice Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Secretary General of Committee of Vice Chancellors, of course, now Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Professor Michael Faborode, Mr. Olaiwola Adigun, who acted humble self as Vice Chancellor. So, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. It's a short story of Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigeria Universities. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the Secretary General of the Committee of Vice Chancellors for that wonderful special presentation about the CVCNU. So quickly, I would like to call on the Minister of Education and also the former Vice Chancellor of Bayes University. And he was also a member of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, Professor Tahir Maman, OON, SAN, for his goodwill message. Thank you. Please, a round of applause as he comes up stage. Thank you.
the Deputy Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, some members of the House of Reps here, Chairman, CVC, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highness, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our senior officers here present, Vice Chancellors, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am truly delighted and sincerely appreciative to you all, my distinguished colleagues, the education family, organizers of this auspicious occasion, Chairman and Secretary General of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of the University and his able staff, and for host of this event, Bayes University and Lincoln University, putting together this event to celebrate CVCNU at 60+1. I haven't had the General say 60, but it's called 60+1. Now, I'm also happy to be associated with this event, especially the hosting, because the decision to use this venue was taken jointly between the Secretary General, myself, when I was displaced. And I am particularly happy that the event has come to pass. I also want to use this occasion to commend the efforts of the Vice Chancellors and the university system, which prides itself with a large population of Now, I want to congratulate the Vice Chancellors of universities that achieved significant positions in the recent Times of Education, Times Higher Education rankings. Also, in particular, singular effort of Professor Emeritus Ebola driving the process. I haven't seen him here. Amanda seeing well. Recall that the government approved payment of salary increase of 35% to academics, 25% to non-academics, as further commitments to the welfare of the staff of universities. The payment for the revitalization of the tertiary institutions is also underway. These underscore the commitment of the federal government, welfare, and good health of tertiary education in Nigeria. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, being the apex of the educational ladder and leadership, your importance and role cannot be overemphasized. Given this status, the Vice Chancellors inevitably carry an enormous, onerous responsibility. The role of this government is therefore to continue to support the public sector universities with appropriate resources, while encouraging proper development of private and now there are greater numbers. Government is fully aware of the challenges and needs of the institutions and will leave no stone unturned to attend to them. These challenges range from infrastructure, welfare, safety now, and security, adequate funding, self-governance, and overall suitable environment for learning, teaching, and research. The President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has stated his commitment to a well-funded education sector and is prepared to provide up to 25% of national budget once he has the appropriate policies. The government is also keenly interested in having a stable academic calendar for appropriate learning, research, collaborations, and student exchange to take place. On the security issue in particular, arrangements have been concluded for a meeting with heads of key security outfits and the Minister of Education this week to review and enhance the security cover in our schools across the country, in particular the vulnerable zones. Once more, with regards to power, steps have been taken to power the university through gas-powered facilities using the PPP window provided by the government. Already, we've gone far with our discussions with the NNPC and the relevant agencies responsible for this. The scheme is intended to start with 18 universities in the first instance, and the universities, shortlisted universities, will be contacted at appropriate stage of the project. Certainly, the centrality of the power, service delivery, research, and cost savings that the University of Lagos alone spends about 180 billion naira on energy. I believe that excludes diesel and other services. And the same story is coming forth from the larger first and second generation institutions. Level of heavy overhead they are carrying power services. This facility, when actualized, will provide uninterrupted power to the institution. Due to the recognition of the centrality of the education sector, very early in the life of this administration, a committee was set up to provide a roadmap, guide policy, to provide implementation plans, deliverables, key performance indicators, and with a timeline. Part of the committee is expected to be submitted in the third week of this month. Upon receipt of the report, there will be a stakeholders consideration before final adoption for implementation. The government is also aware of some of the laudable policies being implemented by the universities with regards to curriculum as jointly developed by the National University Commission, NUC, and the university. This is commendable. However, there is still much to do. Now, before I go into the expectations of the government from the universities, I want to inform this gathering again that the president has directed the Honorable Minister to work with head of service of the Federation on some of the knotty issues affecting the efficient management of the universities. I recall when your representatives came around last week, we had a litany of issues lying out, being impediments to good administration and management of the universities. So, President, being somebody who has education at heart, in the last celebration, the World Teachers' Day, made that announcement through his vice president. Now, at 60, the country is yearning for and expecting from the ivory towers products and services that ensure provision of competent and skilled graduates. Competent and skilled graduates. Two, now graduates. I know part of what the universities through the NUs have been doing is to inject into all programs entrepreneurship. And probably the time has come for that to be a mandatory requirement, because there's no discipline at all that cannot be married with entrepreneurship. Secondly, contributions to research and innovations that exploit the myriads of opportunities which abound natural resources of the country. Three, placement of universities in the Committee of Nations that use science and technology as vehicles for solving its problems: power, youth unemployment, engineering and allied sciences, medicine, pharmaceutical products and other health sciences, agriculture and agro-allied products. The point is that there is so much out there through which we expect universities to synergize with the private sector, such that the products of their researches can be seen in the streets through their exploitation. Therefore, it is expected that your laboratories and science should be fully busy harnessing countries' natural resources along these and many more. It is also important to mention here that concern about the research facilities in the country, the government, through TED Form, is establishing two major interdisciplinary laboratories, research laboratories in the country. One is the research to be south, one up here in the north, that will be accessible to all, for all research activities in Nigeria. Four, establish suitable engagement with industry as partners, being the intellectual powerhouse of the country, to move the country from import dependent to an industrialized and manufacturing hub. The foundation of industrialization rests in universities' research activities. This is why governments in developed countries place much premium on domestic and imported intellectuals. We are aware of the use of green cards by United States, Canada, and even UK now, attract brilliant minds to work in their universities, such as. So what the government expects is the same disposition and the same attitude here. A further expectation is the internal management of the universities that assures transparency integrity, consultations with appropriate stakeholders, such as staff and students, university alumni, and special interest groups. This facilitates ownership of policies on the campus and sense of involvement and peace in the campuses. 5, the universities are also expected to tap into and explore and exploit other sources, as is the convention globally, to support funding. Such sources include alumni, commissioned researchers, consultancy, and other specialized services such as medical, legal, and business. Only of recent, if I may say, as I, we were on a visit to the Secretary General, incidentally, one of the institutions in the US. And the service from their medical establishments provides about 28% of the income of that university. So if we have teaching hospitals all over the place, there is simply no reason why medical services provided to the community
Good day. Good day. Okay. If you do it, you go.
forward to any recommendations that will enrich its policies for the growth of this sector. Once more, thank you for listening, and I wish very happy deliberations.
Thank you to the Honorable Minister for that wonderful address. And we all hope that going forward, we'll all create a good roadmap to make our universities better and of good standards so that we can produce good
Well, a bit of house cleaning. I haven't seen it that we're supposed to be open, but it's my honor and privilege now to declare this conference open. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much to the Honorable Minister of Education for declaring this program officially open. Please, a round of applause for him again. Please, I'll crave your indulgence and I would like you to permit me to call on the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, His Excellency Right Honorable Benjamin Okeze-Kalu, for his special address. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Education, Professor Maman Tahir, SAN, and I respect so much, that was in charge of the law school when I came back to Nigeria and attended law school. Did a very good job when you were in charge of law school. Glad to have you here. Chairman, Senate Committee on Higher Education, Senator Danduse Mohammed, if he's here. Chairman, House Committee on Third Fund, Honorable Miriam Onoha. Members of the National Assembly here present. Representative of the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Excellencies, the ambassadors and the representatives of various countries here present, representative of service chiefs, the founder, Bayes University, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Bayes University, Professor David Nyebuchi Obonna, heads of government agencies, Your Royal Majesties, Chief Gabriel Benedion, our great pride of Nigeria, pride of the communities in Nigeria, a man whom we are well pleased, lover of education. The Vice Chancellor of Bayes University, Professor Kathleen Okafor, SAN, Chairman Committee of Pro-Chancellors and Federal Universities, Chairman, members, Board, Trustees, CVCNU, Vice Chancellor, Nigerian Federal, State and Private Universities, Rectors and Provosts of Polytechnics and Colleges of Education, President of US, President of NANS, distinguished partners, trust persons and facilitators, members of the academia, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be here today because it has to do with education, has to do with leaders within the space of education. Distinguished guests, esteemed members of the committee, Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, CVCNU, ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and privilege to extend my heartfelt goodwill message this momentous occasion of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities 61st Anniversary 36th Biannual Conference. We gather here today to commemorate 61 years dedicated leadership, service in Nigerian higher education. I'm reminded of the profound impact that our universities have had on our nation's development. Nigerian universities have played a pivotal role in shaping the intellectual, social, and economic landscape of our great nation, Nigeria. We celebrate this milestone. It is imperative that we reflect on the challenges that our universities face. Challenges such as funding constraint, infrastructural deficit, recurring industrial actions, and the need for innovative teaching methodologies, which requires our collective attention and action. However, it's equally important to emphasize that these challenges are by no way insurmountable. There are opportunities for growth, opportunities for innovation, opportunities for transformation. Choice of this theme for this quite cogent and auspicious, especially in trying times like we have found ourselves. Signifies that the CVCNU is acutely aware of the evolving challenges and opportunities facing our higher education sector. It is said, leadership is a courage, capacity to shape a better future. It is therefore heartening to see that the CVCNU is not only acknowledging current realities, but also actively working towards creating a brighter future for Nigerian universities. It is also instructive to note that you are focusing on the issue of gender. We need to enforce advocacy for the girl child and women in Nigeria, ensuring that they have equal opportunities to excel in higher education leadership role. A few days ago, I interacted with some young women leaders Nigerian literary legend, known, famous Chinua Achebe. His famous book had this to say: the trouble with Nigeria is simply a failure of leadership. This regard cannot be a more fitting manifestation of leadership. And what we witness in this gathering today, leadership that requires courage and capacity. I implore the CVCNU, all the higher education leaders present, to heed the best poignant words and address the sentiments that as they lead their respective institution. We all aspire to see our universities become reference points for other countries, akin to what patterned in the 1960s and 1970s. Leadership and commitment to excellence that we restore Nigeria's educational institution to their rightful place on the global stage. Today, I commend the Vice Chancellors, academic staff, and all stakeholders in Nigerian universities for the remarkable strides that have been made in advancing education, research, and knowledge dissemination. The dedication and resilience exhibited by our institutions of higher learning have not gone unnoticed. The commitment to academic excellence, research, and community engagement are beacons of hope for our nation's future. One of the key areas where Nigerian universities can chart a new course for sustainable development is in innovative funding models. I'm particularly encouraged by the efforts to leverage the vast network of alumni and the triple helix model involving collaborations with industries and the government. This approach aligns with global best practices seen in countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia, where endowment funds managed by capital markets, fund managers, and venture capitalists have played a pivotal role in financing higher education. It is my sincere hope that this innovative funding model will provide the financial stability to propel our universities to even greater heights. As we explore these avenues, let us remember that the pursuit of knowledge and the advancement of education are noble endeavors worthy of our collective support. The first, second, and third generation publicly owned higher education institutions have an upper hand if they follow this approach, solely by looking at their respective extensive alumni for initial deal structuring and setup of the endowment fund. It is in this regard that I would also like to take this opportunity to applaud the CVCNU for its higher education leadership program on strategic thinking for managing challenging times and creative financing of universities and other tertiary institutions. Such initiatives are essential in equipping our academic leaders with the skills and strategies needed to navigate the complex landscape of higher education in the 21st century. Government is not left out in this regard, especially the respective state governments in the country. It is imperative for them to play a contributory role and follow it up with the creation of an enabling environment for the higher education institution in their states to be able to attract alternative sources of funding to continue to run and thrive. In closing, I must extend my sincere congratulations to the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities on this remarkable anniversary and conference. May this gathering be a platform for robust discussion, knowledge, exchange, and the forging of partnership that will propel our universities to greater heights. Together, we can continue to lead the way in Nigerian higher education, nurturing the minds that will shape our nation's future. Thank you. May this conference be a resounding success, addressing gender equity, gender equality, addressing diversity, addressing inclusion, while also considering the role of technology and the current impact of AI in the future of our education. I assure you that the Parliament will be partnering with you. I'm happy that the head of the TED Fund is here. Soon you'll be presenting your budget. We will make sure that our appropriation acts will capture the interest of the use of AI and other means of technology in furthering the future of our education, and in so doing, furthering the future of our great nation. Thank you very much for all the partners who contributed to make sure that this has been a successful event. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, eloquent, brilliant, and charismatic best. The Honorable Deputy Speaker is a humble man, but you can be rest assured that he can make do with another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to move quickly forward. We do recognize that we have in the house very reputable citizens who are very busy. Against that background, we want to get some things quickly out of the way. And one our royal father, His Excellency Governor, former Governor of Edo State, our other Vice Chancellors, Chief of Staff, Chief of Representative of our military chiefs who are also here present. With every due respect, every due regards, permit me to invite one and all to the stage here. So the photographers will dutifully organize us, and of course they can do their snapping as quickly as possible while we resettle. Please permit me to make this call once again. We want to do this as systematic and as creative as possible. I'm going to be asking these dignitaries that I've just called out now to please come out where we have our vice chancellors. Permit me, please. Yeah. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a slight amendment. I've just been told by one of my bosses that we need to hear from one of our most illustrious citizens who has been gracious enough to grace this occasion. It's no one else but the royal father, the legendary Sama of Benin, Sir Dr. Chief Gabriel Igbenedion. He's going to be coming on stage to give us his goodwill message, after which we will do the group photography. Once more, I'm going to plead with our exalted dignitaries, the Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Minister, to please be patient with us. The photography will happen immediately after we have heard from the illustrious Royal Father, the Esama of Benin. Your Excellency, sir, may you please, I'm really too small to ask you to stand up, but it's okay if you want to sit where you are, sir. Okay, I've been told that illustrious son as well, the very reputable former governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Igbenedion, will be delivering the message on his behalf. Can we give him a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen? The Deputy Speaker, House of Rep, Honorable Minister and the Chairman of this occasion, the Honorable Minister of Education, ably represented, Chairman, Senate Committee on Higher Education, Chairman, House of Rep, Chairman of the occasion and founder of Base University, Acting Executive Secretary, Executive Secretary of TED Fund, the Registrar JAM, Chairman and members of the Board of State of Universities, Pro-Chancellor of State Universities, keynote speaker, Chairman of CVCNU, Professor Lillian Salami, the Secretary General, Professor Yakubu Ochefu, and his amiable team. I stand before you this afternoon to bring you a goodwill message from our father, His Excellency, the Chief Gabriel Osawari Igbenedion, the Esama of Benin Kingdom, Honorable Chancellor of Igbenedion University, Okada, on the opening ceremony of these gracious occasions. I bring you greetings and felicitations on the occasion of the 60th anniversary and 36th biannual conference of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of the Nigerian University. I feel especially honored and privileged to be invited as Father of the Day by this highly distinguished body to be part of this epoch-making event, the celebration of
made up of 116 public and 148 private. This is quite a phenomenal development, considering that over 80% of these universities were non-existent in 1999. The Fourth Republic could therefore be regarded as the golden era of education, university education in Nigeria. The major paradigm shift during this period in which I was privileged to be a major player was driven by private sector-led focus intervention in the university education and witnessed the licensing of private university. Besides tackling the challenge of access, our vision then was to bequeath to future generations of Nigerians qualitative university education of international standards, run seamlessly with the innate private sector capacity for maximizing the exciting possibilities which the sector represents. My presence here today therefore evokes a nostalgic feeling of fulfillment, realizing our most efforts almost a quarter of a century ago have today evolved into a burgeoning private university education system that has positively altered the ecosystem of tertiary education in Nigeria forever. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to recall my response on behalf of the other universities back when the federal government formally granted universities instruments to commence operation. And I quote myself on that date. We are all familiar with the expression, A should be, cry of participants in the tug of war game. There's two sides to this popular game, with each side firmly in opposition to the other. There is no doubt that the private university projects. The result today, however, is that the school of thought that wanted the project to succeed has won the contest. The National University Commission, on its part, has remained an effectual supervisor and progressive functional partner in this journey. For this reason, I think we all need to pause and salute the resilience and consistency of leadership of NUC over the years. We cannot overstate the transformative power of tertiary education and the critical role it plays in driving sustainable development and shaping the future of our nation. At the apex of education, universities are sanctuaries of knowledge, culture, and technology innovation, represent important centers of excellence for cultivation of the nation's resources. I'm aware that leadership of these institutions, as represented by the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigeria Universities, is a responsibility of gargantuan proportions. I salute and commend the commitment and resilience of the Committee of Vice Chancellors to the noble cause of providing the enabling environment for adequate equipping of our youth with requisite skills and knowledge to succeed in today's highly competitive global market. The changing dynamics in the global higher education landscape, compounded by increasingly disruptive technological innovations, has made it imperative for us to be proactive in providing appropriate responses. It is my hope the ensuing conference will address this and other issues relevant to the stability, growth, and development of Nigerian university system. Finally, let me congratulate the leadership and members of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities for your landmark achievements as you celebrate the committee's Diamond Jubilee. I wish the Nigerian university system
enduring growth, and continued successes in a revitalized global education. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that was the voice of His Excellency, former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Igbenedion, a worthy son of a legend, Yesama of Benin. Long may you reign, sir. And of course, if we give others a second round of applause, it is even much more appropriate for us to give His Excellency a round of applause again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for obliging me even before I concluded my sentence. And very quickly, it is now my pleasure to finish this round of goodwill messages by bringing to the microphone another critical stakeholder in the business for which we are here for today. And it's no one else but the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke. You're welcome, sir, to the microphone for your goodwill message. Where's Prof? Oh, Prof, okay. The chairman of the occasion, permit me to also stand on the protocol because of time factor. I want to first express our condolence to the CVCN on the demise of the immediate past chairman, who from all education did our struggles, stood by us all through and speak his mind the way it is without looking behind. May his soul rest in peace. I want to start by saying that do we really need to congratulate ourselves where we are? And my answer is no. First university was established in 1943. First generation up to 1965, established on very solid ground, well thought out, well investigated, and they were established, and funding and everything were indicated, with lecturers coming from all over the world and students coming from all over the world. Second generation was the same thing. Third generation was fairly the same thing. Then we now enter the fourth generation. And I call them constituency projects universities, where universities are established because I'm a senator and I must have a university. I'm a governor from a state in a local government, I must have a university. And that is where we are today. So we now have this fourth generation. First, we're established. Second, third, where a president can sit down in one night and say, I have established 4 new universities, 14 new universities. No single proposal for funding. When they ask them where they must, they go to TED fund, which is not how it should be. Then also, we also found out in those good old days, those in the Western region, the government then was not giving less than 20% of their project, of their budget to education. In Africa, the least budgetary allocation to education in Africa is 12%, any country. But Nigeria last year was 3.8%. How do you expect good system that is not properly funded? So you have this constituency project. As of 2019, as well stated, the number of public universities you have has doubled what you have as at that time, with little or no funding. As I speak to you, you can check. The funding allocation to government colleges is higher than education. And technology then. We had lecturers from 5 countries teaching in one department. Today, how many universities do you have up to 10 foreign lecturers? In every one of you have gone to, movie study has gone wrong. Then, very importantly, you also have 4 categories of lecturers in universities as of today, as indicated by Professor Okenawonyedo. You have the first set of lecturers who are people with normative, first class, second class upper. Well, by the time he was leaving university, he had made up his mind, I'm going to be a lecturer. Whether you pay me nothing or not, I will be a lecturer. They are still few in the university today. They entered the system to lecture. They had the opportunity to be in the bank, to be everywhere, but they refused. They went to universities. You have second generation who have the same qualification as the first generation. But unfortunately, when they left, because of money, they went to public sector. They went to the company, Shell, or what have you. But when they got there, within 2 years, they say, I don't belong here because I don't want to be a slave. They left those areas with their big fund, with their big salary, and came back to university. That was sweet in those days. Then you have a third generation who, by all standards, should not be in a university. They have third class, they have a HND, they go and do PGD, and you go to MSc, and you have them enter the university. And when they finish, there is no job anywhere. They didn't have a job. They now look to Godfather, very important, Godfather, and enter the universities. They are the problem we have today. You have the fourth one, who left university like the second, third one, the same thing, no boost qualification, but they say, I want to go and make money from students. They are there in the system. Unfortunately for us today, where the first and second generation are retiring or leaving the country, the system is now being dominated by this third and fourth generation. Let me ask one question. All of us who are here, VCs, and the senior colleagues here, how did you enter the university? How did we get employed in the university? Very clear. University advertised, you applied, went for interview, out of 10 that will go for you, 3 are selected, and you become a lecturer. Second way is that you finish your department, you have very outstanding first class and this, and they take you, we are going to train you and send you abroad. But today, which university, VCs are here? How many of you have advertised in past 10 years? How many have advertised? But I can tell you the staff employment within the past 10 years is 3 times what happened before. How do they come in now? Godfather. You become a lecturer through godfatherism. Today, a vice chancellor, a professor with outstanding quality, wants to employ a lecturer. He has to go and seek permission from the head of service. And in most cases, the qualification of the head of service is first degree. Go and get permission from head of service before you can employ a lecturer, a professor, maybe from UK or from Australia. After you have been employed, you have to go to accountant general office to beg them to enroll the person to earn salary. How would you run a system like that? We should not celebrate anything. We should be sad. We have nothing to celebrate. You saw recently, just 2 days ago, if you watch, the accountant general of the federation wrote a directive to Bossa. They changed the payment pattern in your universities. Every university in Nigeria, the session ends in September. You start a new session in January. Therefore, your promotion, everything start with effect from October 1st. But accountant general wrote to Bossa, not to VCs, not to council, not to NUC, say implement this. In which university work without understanding? All those who were vice chancellor in the 50s, 60s, will you accept that? But they will accept. You're also aware, JAM sat down with a few people, wrote what they said 60 months, and said university implement. These are encroachment in university. My dear vice chancellors, our job is on the line. Our character is on the line. And we must revamp it. University, the law is very clear. Ms. Lino asked that how the university is run is where is there. But today, they have been encroached. When you finish employment, the people from federal character will come and say, you didn't take person from Sokoto, you didn't take Port Harcourt, please take these people. And this is we accept. So that's our grudge. Therefore, there must be a need to unbundle, to remove this stranglehold of the bureaucrat from the Nigerian university system. Let them run the way it was running in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. No minister will invite a VC in the 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s. They will not. They will not go. Because at that time, the only person, any more than a professor at that time, is the Chief Justice of the Federation. But today, where are we? And where are we now is where we need to talk. Honorable Minister, thank God you are here. Where are we? We are in a very big crisis. You can check, add the VC here. How many of your colleagues have left in the past 2 years? How many of our serious colleagues have left in the past 2 years? How many lecturers have you recruited from Togo, Mali, or Ghana? 0. So that is where we are. We must bring our universities to universality of university, not to regional universities. Finally, I also want to ask you a question. For the federal universities, is there any vice chancellor here? That is a vice chancellor selected that is from another zone. Is there any Eastern VC in Southwest? Is there any VC in Southwest being a VC in North? And what have you? The answer is no. We also reduce appointment of VC to regionalism and sentiment. When you go to the North, you can be from any state in the North. If you're in the West, you can be from any state. If you're in the East, you can be from any state. But when you come to the state like that, South, for the VC in Uniben, for you to VC in Uniport, you must be from Rivers. For you to VC in Delta, I'm seeing it the way it is. For you to VC in Cross River, you must be a Cross Riverian. Is that how it was? The first VC of Uniben, of UI, is from the Southeast. Today, that is not possible. That is where we are. We should not celebrate. We should sit down and use this forum to think, how do we get out of this quagmire we have found ourselves? Where do we get in such a way that ordinary accountant general will write to Robusta, go and implement? VC will go and queue up before a director in the ministry to beg them to recruit an outstanding professor. VC will go and queue, professor will go and queue before a clerk in IPs to beg to allow his name to be registered on IPs. Finally, if you check, a professor in Nigerian University earns less than 300,000 naira at the beginning, but he pays a tax of almost 800,000 naira per annum. If you do that with the companies, do that with our colleagues in the legislature and what they will pay billions. How? When you look at the salary of your professor, there are 2 categories. The salary for your upkeep and what you collect for your activities, publications, research, whatever. They are paying salary. But what did the ministry have done? They merged them and tax all of them. Professor earned 300,000 a month, he paid tax of 71,000. These are the crises we have. Finally, I want to thank the vice chancellors for staying with us in our last struggle. For the first time, they were categorized as a lecturer, a just lecturer, not vice chancellors. While they were working, they were not paid. They seized their salary also. And they didn't complain, they stayed with us. Please, let's work together to reclaim our universities, reclaim our country. Any country that plays with its education is creating room for insecurity, and that's where we are today. It's creating room for building collapsing, and you are seeing it today. Thank you very much. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that's Professor Emmanuel Shodeka, forceful, agitative, and pushful. And as usual, always asking for more. He was not going to ask us to begin a strike now. But of course, we know that all he is, after all, the good of this country through the prism of education. Thank you for your wonderful contributions this afternoon, Prof. And God bless you for all you do. We also in a position to give our dear Prof another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let us oblige him with another round of applause. And having done that very much, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to invite our dignitaries who are somewhat busy elsewhere, but before they take leave of us, we need to attest to their presence here today. And in that regard, may I have the pleasure, very respectfully, to bring to the podium the Deputy Speaker, these senior government officials, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Minister, Federal Republic of Nigeria, representative of the Minister of State, Host Vice Chancellor, Professor Kathleen Okafor, and of course, our guest speaker, Chairman CVCNU, His Excellency, former governor of Edo State, and of course, our other very senior professors, vice chancellors, royal fathers, emeritus professors here in the house. And after these dignitaries are lined up in the front, ladies and gentlemen, I will now be inviting our international guests, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps. Photographers, please assist me by arranging them in accordance. Can we also have all the vice chancellors present, please?
After these people, then the vice chancellor. These people will come off stage. These people will come off stage. But
all the vice chancellors will be on stage. All the vice chancellors, please come on stage, please. Vice chancellors, we need you to be behind the guests in front, please. Ladies and gentlemen, want to make this as orderly as possible, please. As orderly and as quickly as possible. If you don't have any reason to be in the photograph, you don't have. And to the vice chancellors concerned about their names not featuring in the flag parade, rest assured that the parade is done in sessions. Yours will still come up, please.
all the diplomatic corps should go and sit down.
Okay.
Then let the vice chancellors take picture with the minister and the special guests.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to our instructions so we can have a very successful photo sessions, please. And when we are done with this first general picture, we need our dignitaries to remain standing. While they are standing, we want only the vice chancellors to be behind them, please. The vice chancellors and administrators of the CVCNU office, please.
Okay.
After this session, photographers, let me know when you are done. So we'll move to the next session. Remember, we need to be as quickly as possible with ease.
Okay, so thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now we need members of the diplomatic corps. Can you kindly take leave of the session? I mean, the photographic session. I mean. Now we need our dignitaries and the vice chancellors behind them only, please. If you are not a vice chancellor yet, just continue. Go and continue your prayer and fasting. We do not want to hear for now. Come. In the meantime, just the dignitaries and the vice chancellors. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, photographers, are you ready? Huh? Okay. And of course, thank you very much, vice chancellors, for your patience. While our dignitaries are still standing, thank you very much, dignitaries, for your patience. Members of the diplomatic corps, members of the diplomatic corps, and the military chiefs. The military chiefs, please. The military chiefs, major generals, lieutenant generals, generals, as the case could be, senior military officers present. Thank you very much for being patient. Our military chiefs, members of the diplomatic corps, and our dignitaries. The military chiefs, diplomatic corps, military chiefs. Can we be set for the photograph, please, ladies and gentlemen? If you are not any of these personalities that I have called, please, like I said, go and continue your fasting and prayer. Do not come here, please. Thank you. Okay. Okay, and now, yes, the chiefs, members of the diplomatic corps with our dignitaries. Thank you. Where's Professor Chefu? Professor Yakubu? Okay, thank you very much, sir. All right, thank you very much. And military chiefs, please remain standing, remain with the dignitaries. Finally, our dignitaries with the military chiefs. Our dignitaries with the military chiefs, please.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Before you leave, we would like to cut the cake now. Thank you very much. We want to cut the cake immediately. Down. Yeah. We'd like to call the chairman of the CVCNU, the Minister of Education, the Secretary General AAU, Association of African University, the chairman of the occasion, our royal father, Professor Oloyede from JAM, Chairman CVC Private Universities, Chairman CVC State University, the VC of Lincoln University, VC of Lagos State University, also Professor Angela Freeman, JD Amin, to come up to the stage to this cake. The Registrar of JAM, Professor Oloyede. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Would like to invite the Vice Chancellor of Bayes University. Speaker to come on stage to cut this cake along with our members.
You come. It is where you hide, nobody can see you there.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Who is somebody lighting up the cake?
At the count while it's blazing. Fire, know your hand.
Or I'll be blocking my whole business.
All right, at CVCNU at 60, we cut the cake. CVC.
Destiny, I have nation. Vision,
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's been our pleasure hosting this event. We'll go back to the programs of events. The next item on vlog is to go back to our flag parade. We're going to go back to the flag parade. We stopped at some point in letter C because we're taking our universities in alphabetical order. And we'll take the flag parade now. Stand up, please settle down, sit down. Let's continue the program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up for the champion, for the champion, stand up. Stand up. Go. Now it's just once and no. Just one side. How it is.
Former Secretary General of the Vice the president of Mr.
I to take myself down.
It's getting the sound now. It gets the sound. It's just that it's not
Is
getting.
it playing now?
It's playing.
For your university.
This one is audio from this two.
I don't understand what you're trying to do.
See.
Play music.
Play music, Abi?
Yes. Yes, this system is connected to
Don't
this
play
one
through
through.
Bluetooth. Play through this. Connect your this.
Balance on your state.
Disconnect the Bluetooth.
Mario. Education University, Bida, Niger State.
For the champions, for the champions.
Edwin Park University, Kaigodo, Delta State. Ekiti State University, Ado Ekiti. Echo University of Medical Sciences, Ijakini, Lagos State. El Amin University, Mina, Niger State.
To be
Elizabeth University, Laramokin, Ondo State.
lead me to
El Razi Medical University, Kano State.
Patiently.
Emmanuel Alayande University of Education.
I know I can.
Enugu State University of Medical and Applied Sciences.
For the champions.
Enugu State University of Science and Technology.
Stand up.
European University of Nigeria.
For the champions.
Evangel University, Akai, Ebonyi State.
For the champions.
Federal University, Gashua. Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Federal University of Agriculture, Zuru, Kebbi State.
To be the
Federal
best.
University of Health Sciences, Azare, Bauchi State.
Lead me to
Federal University of Health Sciences, La Orogu, Osun State.
Patiently.
Federal University of Health and Technology, Otukpo, Benue State.
Can count.
Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Efuron.
For the champions, for the
Federal University of Technology, Akure.
Stand up, stand up.
Federal University of Technology, Barbara, Igawa State.
Champions, stand up.
Federal University of Technology, Akaigo State.
Stand up.
Federal University of Technology, Mina. University, Tuesday, Jigawa State.
It's getting close.
Federal University,
Now
Tuesday,
it's just
Katsina State.
It's just
Federal
like
University,
that.
Gusau, Zamfara State. Please a round of applause. Federal University, Kashere, Gombe State. Federal University, Lafia, Nasarawa State. Federal University, Lokoja, Kogi State. Federal University, Otueke, Bayelsa. Federal University, Oye Ekiti, Ekiti State. Federal University, Ukari, Taraba State. First Technical University, Ibadan. Fountain University, Oshobo. Franco-British International University, Kaduna State. Gara University of Medical Science and Applied Sciences, Ogun State. Geoffrey Okoye University, Uwa Ominike, Enugu State. Gombe State University, Gombe. Gombe State University of Science and Technology. Greenfield University, Kaduna State. Gregory University, Uturu, Abia State. Hallmark University, Ijebu Ode, Ogun State. Avila University, Nde Ikon, Rivers State. Hensard University, Oria, Shagbama. Pardon me, Hezekiah University, Umuti, Imo State. Hillside University of Science and Technology, KBC, State. Fuda University of South Zamfara State. Ibrahim Babangida University, Lapai, Niger State.
For the champions.
Iconic Open University, Sokoto State. Igbenidian University, Okada. Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Rumolefu. Imo State University, Owerri. James Hope University, Lagos State.
Number one.
Royal University, Gombe State.
Lead me to my
Joseph Ayo Babalola University, Ikeja, Arakeji, Osun State. Joseph Tawan Taka University, Makurdi, Benue State.
Can count on me. So stand
Kaduna State University,
for the
Kaduna.
champions, for the champions.
Kano State University of Science and Technology, Wudil. Halcom University, Boston State.
Stand up.
Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, Alero. Khadija University, Bajai, Jigawa State. Khalifa Isiyaku Rabiu University. King's University, Ode, Omu, Osun State.
Now it's just who
Kingsley Ozumba Mbadiwe University, Imo State.
We have
University, Ibadan, York State. Farm State University, Malete. Parafa University, Kari, Paraba State. Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. Lagos State University of Education, Ijad-Ikin. Lagos State University of Science and Technology, Ikorodu. Lagos State University, Ojon, Lagos State. Landmark University, Omu Aran, Kwara State. Lead City University, Ibadan, Oyo State. Legacy University, Okija, Anambra State. Lakmundi University, Umuahia, Abia State. Madonna University, Okija. Maduka University, Enugu State. Maranatha University, Imo State. Margaret Lawrence University, Delta State. Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria, Kano State. McPherson University, Adabo, Ogun State. Mercy Medical University, Iwo, Ogun State. Miwa University Mastercard Nasarawa State. Michael Okwara University of Agricultural Umudike. Michael and Celia Ibru University, Delta State. Miva Every University, Abuja. Adibo Adamawa University of Technology, Yola. Pursued Abiola University of Science and Technology. Thank you very much. We will continue the third phase of the flag parade as time goes on. Please, we would like to call on a few other delegates who are here present for their goodwill messages quickly. Quickly, we would like to call on the Chinese ambassador represented by the cultural counselor, Mr. Liu Yuda, for his goodwill message. Please a round of applause as he comes up stage. Thank you.
Patiently, I have vision, though I believe. Hello everyone, please allow me start already established for the champion.
And a very good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria, I warmly congratulate the opening of today's Diamond Jubilee celebration. I think, as we know, education is a foundation for a nation. Progress and fabulous achievements in the field of education. And in this respect, I want to take this opportunity to commend the committee of the Vice Chancellor of Nigeria Universities for its tireless efforts, for its great contribution, for its positive role playing in push forward the education development in Nigeria and the international cooperation with other diplomatic corps. I can tell you that, for example, we have already established a good relationship with the community, and through the training class, through the capacity building, through the China and Nigeria. And also, it also witnessed the 10th anniversary of One Belt, One Road initiative. I think in 2018, Nigeria officially joined the Belt Road initiative and become a formal member of the big family. I think we work together and clearly achieve a lot in many fields, including education, culture, tourism, and I think you know China and Nigeria are two great countries with ancient history and colorful culture. And in China, we treasure harmony and symphony. We like to share Chinese harmony and perform Nigeria China symphony. Symphony in the Africa, it means our win-win cooperation. It will benefit the people of our standards. So people India, I want to tell you that I have full confidence. China and Nigeria, these two great nations, will think together, work together to create peace, love, and harmony. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the representative of the Chinese ambassador. Thank you, and we appreciate you for being here today. We would like to move to call the president of the Secretary General Association of Africa University, AAU, the president of Capital Olusola Oye. So here's the message. Thank you.
Stand up, stand up, stand up.
the chairman communication permits me to rest on the already protocol. Let me especially recognize the Honorable Minister. He has already left. I bring you greetings from the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana. On behalf of all the universities in Africa, I congratulate the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities on this day. We are committed to the advancement of higher education in the whole continent. We represent universities in Africa at the continental level, and we promote partnership and collaboration among universities in Africa. AAU is committed to the development of the quality of higher education in Africa. We are concerned at building required skills and young people who enter our universities, and we are committed to encouraging quality leadership in our various universities. We are glad that many universities in Africa, in Nigeria, are members of AAU. Permit me at this time to let you know that universities in Nigeria who are yet to be members of AAU, you are missing a lot. So please, make sure that you join AAU and you benefit from the privileges that membership confer on you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also seizing this opportunity to appreciate the vice chancellors who in our conference of registrar of rectors, vice chancellors, and presidents of universities that was held in Namibia. We are very grateful to you all. We also want to seize the opportunity to invite chancellors to nominate registrars and registry staff of their universities to participate in the capacity building workshop that we are organizing in Accra in November. If you are in good standing, we are giving you free scholarship to participate in that program, and we look forward to many universities being part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of our collaboration with the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigeria, and I want to especially congratulate my friend, the Secretary General of CVC, Professor Chevu, on this 60+1 year celebration. We look forward to further collaborating with you, and you and us will make Africa to be proud. But before I leave, let me note that our universities in Nigeria will still have a long way to go. As of today, we are not attracting foreign students, even foreign staff into our university, to the extent that we are not competing enough. Please, as we move beyond 60+1, let us see what we can do to make our universities better than what they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was the Secretary General of the Association. Join the AAU. Quickly, so I would like to say thank you very much for that wonderful address given. Please permit me as I introduce the American ambassador represented by Adnan A. Siddiqui, Chancellor for Public Affairs, the United States Embassy, as he comes up for his goodwill message. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. So I will start by giving you a piece of good news. The good news is I'm going to keep my remarks very, very short. I know you've been sitting there and listening to so many speeches. And so many people have had wonderful things to say. I will keep my remarks very short, and I will stand on established protocol just to say thank you to all the organizers and all of you for participating in this wonderful conference and program. So I only want to mention 4 points about the U.S. Relationship with you, the vice chancellors of the universities in Nigeria. We very much appreciate and value our relationship with you. I've been working for 2 years now in Nigeria, and I've visited many of your campuses. I've actually called on many of the vice chancellors who are present here today. And I will just repeat the fact that we really value educational partnership, educational initiatives between our 2 countries. One primary example of that is the Fulbright Scholarship Program. The Fulbright Scholarship Program. We're expecting 10 American Fulbright researchers and professors to come to Nigeria this year. We're expecting 24 or so Nigerian Fulbright scholars to go to the United States this year. We are expecting to have American speakers, academic speakers, come to Nigeria to speak at your campuses. We have something called American Spaces, which are small libraries that we have partnered with you to have on your campuses so that you can have access to American education and international information at your fingertips. So these are just some examples of how we are partnering. And as we look ahead, we would like to have ideas and more programs with you. I was very happy to see, for example, that you are focused on diversity. Diversity is very important to the United States. We have a program just on diversity and equity and inclusiveness and accessibility. We call it DEIA, and you will hear a lot about it when either you visit the US or you meet Americans. So thank you for focusing on diversity. We believe that every country, their economy, their educational system, their political system, that gets stronger and enriched by diversity. So that's one thing. The second point I would make is that in your conference, you're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. You're going to be talking about cybersecurity and digitized economy. We believe strongly that the US is a leader in technology and in information on these topics. And I hope that you will reach out to us at the American Embassy, at the US Consulate in Lagos to talk more about these topics. So I conclude by wishing you all a wonderful conference. We're really excited to see what is discussed in the next day and a half. And we would like to partner with you in every way possible. And we really wish you all great success. So on behalf of the US Embassy in Abuja and the US Consulate in Lagos and the US Agency for International Development, USAID, I thank you and wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ednan, for that short and wonderful goodwill messages. So we would like to encourage our vice chancellors to tap into every opportunity that we have with our embassies and international bodies that we have with the CVCNU, through the CVCNU, if possible. So quickly, I would like to recognize the presence of the Cuban ambassador, Mrs. Miriam Morales Palmero, as she comes up to give her goodwill message. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank you on behalf of the Cuban people and government for invite us to participate in this opening ceremony of the 36th Conference of Vice Consular of Nigeria University. Cuban higher education began to developing almost 290 years ago when the University of Havana was founded in 1728. Thus beginning a long and fruit history, however, it was until 1959 with the triumph of the revolution. Currently, the higher education in Cuba is made of 53 institutions. You know that Cuba is very small island in the Caribbean. 53 institutions, 130 university courses, 42,000 young people are training in university center, of which around 9,580 on foreign. I want to say you one important date, and our universities has graduating 30,000 African students during the history of Cuba, and the scholarship free during this all history of the Cuban people. Even in Nigeria has the several doctors, engineers, and the physical training as they graduating in Cuba. I want also express here that between Nigeria and Cuba has the good relationship between education. I want to inform you that for the next year, in 2004, we have the 14th Conference of Higher Education in Cuba. Is the International Conference for University, the calling University 2004. Of this university for send the whole university here in Nigeria that we received for sure in the very good moment. I want to tell you that in Cuba also our government made the too much efforts. In Cuba, the higher education, the all education is free for every Cuban citizen. And even now, after 60 years, we are under the big blockade, the US blockade, but it's no matter that we coming improve, and we coming for continue to support for private side the education. I wish you success in your 36th conference, and sure that your deliberation will continue to contribute to development of university education in Nigeria. Once again, thank you for inviting us, and reiterate the intention of the Cuban government to continue to strengthen relations between brother countries as Nigeria and Cuba. I don't know if you know that the Cuban and Nigeria has the historical link, not only in medical, not only in education. Our link is by our blood. Nigerian and Cuba is unity by blood. Our ancestors are Nigerian. We are Nigerian too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to the Cuban ambassador for that. And the Deputy Director for Institute Francais of Nigeria, Ms. Laura Moras, Campus France Nigeria Manager. Please, I'd like to call you for your goodwill message if you're in the hall. No? Okay, so quickly, we'd like to quickly recognize a few other people in the room. The National Librarian, National Library of Nigeria, Professor Chinwe Veronica Anunobi. The the Chairman, Association of University Librarians of Nigerian Universities, Professor Jibril Al-Hassan, the President, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Comrade Umar Farouk Lawal, and our distinguished keynote speaker for today, who will take our keynotes for tomorrow, not today, Professor Ekanem Braid, OFR, for being with us. Thank you very much for being here, Ma.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Quickly, would like to
take a close remark. Yes. Closing
Okay,
remarks.
so we would like to kindly call on the Vice Chancellor and our host for today, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kathleen Okafor, SAN, to give her vote of thanks so that we can go for lunch. Thank you.
Support us. And the thing we have, leadership. You can understand that Chinua Achebe mentioned that leadership is the problem. And now we're also going to talk about gender. Very key areas in our development economy. The conversations of today and the next 2 days will be very hard. So we are asking everybody to contribute, to be present, and to think about it. If we didn't call, you can imagine if Beijing did not hold some 30 years ago, women would have been extinct by now. I hope I'm speaking your mind. If there were no conversations. So today we must have these conversations about our system. Why women are not even in the leadership positions and what are the impediments? And then we should look at leadership itself. Why are we professors, those who are researching, why are we not at the fulcrum of decision making? So thank you very much. It's not a time to talk so much. All of us will be involved in the interrogation. In all civilizations, as you know, even as far back as the 1880s, women did not participate. But people like Margaret Thatcher, Golda Meir, and in Nigeria, Okonjo-Iweala, have shown that we have a role to play. So after lunch, I'm asking many people to stay back to enjoy the lunch. The annual general meeting will be coming up shortly. And then tomorrow we'll have a full day. This evening, we are going to receive all of us here in a dinner that you will enjoy, sumptuous dinner. We'll keep networking, exchanging ideas about to run our universities and the challenges we have. Leadership
without money? How do we navigate? Women without literacy, without financial literacy, how the economy is skewed against women participation in governance and in other aspects of economic development. It's not a time for much talk. We are going to interrogate these issues later on. I thank you very much for coming and hope to just go for lunch and convene after lunch. Thank you very much. It was short enough.
Thank you very much. It's been a memorable event. Thank you so much to everyone who sat through this event. To the at the Diamond Jubilee celebration and conference of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian University. I want to say a very big thank you to Professor Lillian Salami, Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, and the Chairman of the CVCNU, distinguished Senator Dati Baba Ahmed, our host at Bayes University here, the Vice Chancellor of Bayes University, Professor Tahir Maman, the Honorable Minister of Education. We want to thank every dignitary who said a word on the stage here today. We want to say a very big thank you to our Royal Father Isama of Benin, Sir Dr. Chief Gabriel Igbenidion, the former governor of Edo State, Lucky Igbenidion as well. We want to thank all vice chancellors, partners, and international community who's been here today. I want to say a big apology to those who we were not able to take. I'd like to invite all our guests and vice chancellors to Block D. The ushers will guide you through to the lunch venue, Block D, where you have your lunch, and then we'll reconvene for the conference, for the HM meeting. Please, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Block D is just across the road on your right now. Take your lunch.
My house.
Music.
Yes. Show you down here. I can show you down here. Yes, down here like this. I just think for the first time.
Music on trendybeats.com.